Hello and welcome back. Just to recap, I'm Jessica and the handsome guy you see in the video is Jesse. We are building out a Dodge Promaster to make our tiny home on wheels. Our last video showed the process of cleaning the 1,000 pounds of grease out, as well as installing our kennel mat. Now we move on to insulation, which was pretty important this time of year in the Midwest.
Alright, so what are we doing today?
We are installing some insulation.
With?
So
we're going to be attaching with Gorilla Glue. We got some Thinsulate from 3M, and all the reviews I could find, Gorilla Glue works great. It's just a spray on, so we're going to see what happens with it. Here's what we're using. I mean, it's starting to puff up now. It comes in a really tight roll, and it's the most expensive roll of insulation I've ever bought. It's like $370 for, I think it's 200 square feet. It's supposed to be pretty damn good though.
Insulating, like cleaning the van, took longer than we expected. I would definitely recommend some good scissors and patience. We were really shooting for as much coverage as we could get before installing the windows and a fan.
So day 2 of insulating. We hope to finish the entire cab as well as touch up a few places here that it's just scratches. We're just gonna rough it up and put some Rust-Oleum over there. Again, we're in the warehouse because it's in the teens outside and we're not about to do that. One, because we don't like it, and two, glue doesn't set well and so freezing temperatures. So let's jump in. So we're kind of doing this in a weird order. Jessica's insulating, and I'm still touching up potential rust spots here. Just throwing Rust-Oleum on there, and I mean, we did it on the wheel wells. Looks pretty shiny. So what I'm doing here with the wire brush is just taking off any potential rust spots as well as roughing up the metal so our Rust-Oleum gets a better bind on here. So we're gonna grind down everywhere that we want to spray, and then we're just gonna wipe it down with some alcohol, quick drying, and it'll get rid of all the shavings. So luckily in most places, or I guess the smaller places, we don't even need glue. You can just shove it in there and the metal will actually hold it in. I'll show you here on this side what it'll look like. It's just shoved in. I guess we did put a little bit of glue towards the top, but not much. Especially not back in here. This didn't need it whatsoever. We are getting pretty close to overstuffing, but we are trying to maximize our sound quality as well as insulating properties. And I think it's gonna look pretty good.
And then a little small piece that I somehow am able to fit right in here. Boom.
Professional.
Boom, shaka, laka.
Alright, so we're just gonna keep going along there. Alright, so time for our largest piece of insulation here. There'll be one similarly sized towards the back, but we're gonna see how well this Gorilla Glue works. And I'm hopeful. If it doesn't, we'll tie strings across here to hold up the insulation, but I think the glue will hold it, especially if we only drive on our super smooth Nebraskan roads.
For those of you wondering about the specs on the Thinsulate, it has an R value of 5.2 and definitely does the job. At this point, it was still cold outside, but this helped Jesse to not freeze to death on the way to work.
Alright, so we got most of the van insulated, including the ceilings, the front doors, and the major part of the walls, excluding where we're putting windows. Got one wheel well done, and we're about to kill mat the other. Wrap that in our Thinsulate, and this thing's, well, we'll do the back doors too, but there is already a massive change in here. Like, listening to just the hum of the warehouse, you step in here and it disappears. So, pretty sweet.
This was the last time we really got to insulate while in Nebraska. We ended up moving back down south to Arkansas.
Always more kill mat.
Well, that's about it for this one, but here's a sneak peek of some of the additions we've made. This next video is going to show us creating some irreparable damage and installing our windows.